My big idea, the commercial airplane fail-safe multi-parachute deployment system. A little background about myself. My name is Alejandro Ibarra Alvarez. I'm 22 years old and currently attending Virginia Commonwealth University, majoring in criminal justice. I'm no engineer or physicist, but basically I'm just a kid with a really big idea. I'm an avid reader and I like to stay caught up on current events, and as such, an alarming statistic jumped out at me over the past 5 years concerning commercial airplane crashes due to stalls. Most recently, as you all well know, the investigation to conclude the cause of why Air France Flight 447 crashed over the Atlantic Ocean was finalized. During its flight from Brazil to France, the plane stalled mid-flight. The pilots not being able to regain control of the plane, so basically after this, the plane plummeted from an altitude of 38,000 feet in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, killing everybody on impact into the Atlantic Ocean. This is quite tragic, but what I found out was not uncommon. Did you know that according to Chris Sorensen, in an article published on August 24th, 2011, over the past 5 years, there have been 50 commercial airplane crashes and loss of control accidents? Basically, the loss of control is when the plane stalls. What's an airplane stall, you ask? Basically, a plane stalls when its wings stop producing lift, thus basically turning the aircraft into a brick midair. And Air France does not stand alone in this. Turkish Airlines flight 1951 crashed because of a stall. It ended up being smashed into 3 different pieces, 9 people died, and 84 others were injured. Another one would be Colgan Air Flight 3407, which killed 49 people on board as it stalled and ultimately hit the ground with a devastating impact. A 2010 study conducted by Boeing found that between 2000 and 2009, there had been 1,850 deaths caused by loss of control accidents in the air caused by stalls of commercial airplanes. A common theme, you ask? Yes, stalls or failures to regain control of the aircraft have all been attributed to the crashes listed previously. My solution. After a pilot has exacerbated all his options, he has no choice but to manually regain control of the aircraft himself. But what if that fails, you ask? I propose fitting commercial aircrafts with a multi-parachute system installed throughout various areas of the aircraft. It would be very much in line with the idea of a human being and a parachute, just on a larger scale. This would be the ultimate failsafe to be used in case of a stall and failure to regain control by the pilot. Why a parachute system? Basically because I believe my idea was derived from the same premise as a human being in a parachute ascending to Earth. A human being falling from a high altitude shall use his parachute to absorb his fall and dampen any impact upon his landing to Earth's surface. My idea falls in line with this. If a pilot fails to regain control of the aircraft, he should have a backup system or something like it, such as my parachute system. My parachute system shall dampen the fall and make sure that instead of ascending at an astronomical rate of 11,000 feet per second, as was the case in Air France, it shall ascend at a highly reduced speed, thus increasing the survivability of all passengers and staff on board if the worst case scenario were to occur. Why my idea? I believe that my idea stands out in the fact that instead of waiting 20, 30 years to develop and be marketed and, installed, my idea could basically be implemented and hit the ground running within 5 to 10 years. The ultimate goal here is to save lives and give passengers and staff peace of mind when flying. My mission is to increase the survivability of any passengers and staff who may one day find themselves facing the worst case scenario in flight. The end goal is to implement my idea on various commercial airplanes throughout the world in order to save lives and ensure the safest possible flight to and from any destination throughout the world. Thank you very much.